Let's talk about local administered projects on the state highway system first. This is the simpler of the two kinds we are talking about. Caltrans is responsible to provide Independent Quality Assurance, or IQA. Encroachment permits are required for those projects. Who does what between Caltrans and local agencies is defined through cooperative agreement. The cooperative agreement also defines how we will invoice local agencies for work. Some of those projects are handled under encroachment permits office process and do not need a project manager. The more complex projects may require the quality management assessment process. For those projects, more than likely a project manager will be assigned to them. So how to determine if a project can be processed without a project manager? The listed YouTube video provides a tutorial on how to determine what process a local project needs. A project manager will be assigned to a local project if the Quality Management Assessment Process, or QMAP, is needed. QMAP, previously known as Oversight Projects Process, and applicable requirements are provided in the Caltrans Project Development Procedures Manual Chapter 2 and Chapter 9. Also see Caltrans Encroachment Permits Manual Chapter 200 on how to obtain an encroachment permit for local agencies. The most important thing to remember is Caltrans do not administer those projects. Therefore, Caltrans Project Manager is not in charge. Our job is to be there helping local agencies. Most likely local agency has project manager, sometimes a consultant, in charge of the project. So let them do their job. Here is a table showing roles and responsibilities for all parties within Caltrans. The tasks of drafting and executing agreements, managing reviews, guiding project designs, accounting and billing are the responsibilities of functional unit staffs such as project manager, design lead, district landscape architect, right-of-way agent, utility engineering workgroup, or right-of-way offices as applicable. The applicable agreements include but not limited to co-op, highway improvement agreement, right-of-use agreement, copyrights, maintenance agreement, joint use or consent to use agreement. Funding requests need to be initiated by local agencies, not Caltrans. They are processed through districts and headquarters local assistance. The task of permit issuance is the responsibility of the District Permits Office. Here are some but not all the tasks an oversight project manager does during the typical project delivery process. One of the most important roles as an oversight project manager is making sure all agreements are executed and in place before they are needed. Agreements are legally binding contract that states the rights, duties, decision, and commitment made between Caltrans and one or more public entities to plan, design, and construct projects in accordance with the authorizing documentation. They ensures partners complete all their obligation according to Caltrans policies and procedures, applicable Federal Highway Administration policies and procedures, and state and federal laws. Cooperative agreement is needed throughout the project delivery process. Master agreement and program supplement agreement secures the funding for the projects. Right-of-way use agreements, maintenance agreements, and many others required by encroachment permit process ensure the projects are maintained and funded in the future after constructions are completed. Oversight project managers are encouraged to participate in project development team meetings. Part of our responsibilities is making sure the correct standards are followed throughout the project development process, and Caltrans operations are not impacted during project delivery. Coordinations are needed whenever any Caltrans functional units become stakeholders in the projects. Providing the latest Caltrans forms and ensure they are completed and signed by the proper local agency personnel seems trivial. However, a lot of repeated work were caused by wrong forms and inappropriate approvals. Get them completed correctly and on time keeps the project moving smoothly. Most time spent by an oversight project manager are doing liaison work. During the project development process, Caltrans experts need to be given the opportunity to review and approve each step or feature, since we are likely to own part of the end product after the project is complete. Caltrans encroachment permit needs to be obtained before any personnel enters state's right-of-way. Most projects under QMAP need administrative encroachment permits. Caltrans project manager will need to take the project through the Caltrans review and approval process before local agency apply for their permits. Just like Caltrans projects, local projects need funding requests done for each phase, and the Caltrans project manager need to remind the local agencies to get them approved through our local assistance process. Last but not least, Caltrans need to follow cooperative agreement on invoicing local agencies to make sure all our work are paid for. The hardest part being an oversight project manager is most of the work need to be done by local agencies, not Caltrans, and you need to make sure they do everything correctly, on time and on budget. If problem arises, make sure you get the Caltrans personnel involved early and corrective actions are taken.